Who runs New York?
Hold on, let me get it.
Alright, I hope I don't get fired for giving this speech, but anyways, I'm a train operator here in New York City, a member of TWFU Local 100, and you know what? I stand with Cuba and I stand with its revolution. I stand against U.S. imperialism, and I wish there was more of my co-workers here. I wish there was more labor here. Because yes, defense of the Cuban Revolution is defense of you. You better believe that. We're working on that. Us and TWFU, we're gonna get there. We're gonna win people over to that understanding. We're dedicated to that. Now within earshot, there are other TWU members here, whether they like it or not, and it's our brothers and sisters on the horse carriages over here. A shout out for you. The workers on the horse carriages are TWU. Their livelihoods are being disparaged by the rulers and tastemakers of this city. The gutter lying-ass press is trying to pit the well-being of the horses against that of the drivers in the minds of the public, as if you can't be for both. These politicians couldn't care less about the drivers and the horses. Just ask them where they stand on Palestine. I bet you they all support the genocide. Know this, those attacks are straight up union busting. It's union busting 101. They want to weaken unions on all fronts, especially now that the other part of the union, Local 100, faces off against the MTA bosses with an expired contract. Now, my union's leadership, they're gonna pretend to not care that at least a few of us are here present attending a rally in defense of Cuba, a country deemed an enemy of America and its values. And this goes from the top. This is all the way from Trump to Mamdani. They all disparage Cuba. They will use, you know, the MTA bosses and the union leadership, they're gonna use this against me and us in the opposition to discredit us. Meanwhile, what are they doing? They're cavorting with the bosses, keeping the membership in the dark about negotiations, waiting for the prime time to shove a sub-inflationary contract down our throats, and yet it is we who suck. No. But you see, the pro-Wall Street leaders of the union run cover for the bosses and their politicians, and the ruling class obsesses over what ideas the working class might entertain. They are paying attention. While the bosses cry poverty that they can't afford our demands, the Pentagon gets trillions. And on top of that, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is asking for $350 million more. For what? Well, he actually was very specific. For fighting communism on our own shores. What? Trump himself has been obsessing over it. He's been talking nonstop about it for the last couple of weeks. Bottom line is this. Things have not gone smoothly in Iran. Gas prices are rising. The cost of everything is up. The genocide in Gaza, the Epstein files, the bad job market. American ruling class is trying to get their shit together, and they're going to do it by running over the working class. So they need to bust out the propaganda and the McCarthyism big time. They need to spend billions of dollars in order to prove that communism doesn't work. Isn't it supposed to just collapse by itself? No, they're going to spend billions in order to prove... Anyways, get a little worked up. They need to convince you that Musk, Thiel, Trump, Netanyahu, Lindsey Graham are the best humanity has. Hell, for us Latinos, you should see what they trot in front of us. You know, these mediocres like Tel Aviv Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio. They can't even do that, so they resort to propaganda, making movies like Scarface so that they push Tony Montana into the imaginations of all the Latino youth, you know? So they don't look to people like Che, they don't look to people like Zapata or the Martís, and on and on. They don't want those kind of heroes. They want to convince you to blame immigrants to such a degree for the ills of society that you accept the government being able to disappear people, let alone kill you on the street. If you can accept that, then guess what? Who's next? ICE won't dismantle itself. It will just rebrand and go after the next boogeyman. Next is you. And of course, this anti-communist fervor is to gut the unions of its best militants in order to tame labor and gut it. I say no. Hell no. I stand with Cuba. Know this. Defense of Cuba against U.S. imperialism is defense of the American worker and workers worldwide. It is not Havana that is denying you health care. It is not Havana that is sending your kids to die in wars around the globe. Every time the American ruling class gets away with it, like in Venezuela, they get lustful for more, which requires ripping money out of your pocket, out of you, into the bottomless pit of the imperialist war machine. Nada for you. Nada. Nothing but more money, but bigger. No money for you. None but bigger chains to bind you to the boss. Cuba represents a break with that system. Viva Cuba!
Viva Cuba!
La revolución cubana es el primer paso al mentado sueño de Bolívar. Un Latinoamérica unido y antiimperialista por el bienestar de todos, soberano. Esa patria de los obreros y los campesinos, esa patria se defiende. Cuba sí, Yankees no.
Cuba sí, Yankees no.
Cuba sí.
Yankees no.
Cuba sí,
Yankees no.
Cuba sí. Yankees no.
And I'll just conclude. Fuck ICE. Justicia para Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. Justicia para Juan Sebastián Guerrero.
Justicia.
Thank you, Eddie.